Morning. Good morning, Thrifting with ADHD. Good morning, Smith Terry. How are you? Good morning, Dave from Alberta. How are things? Sorry, I'm just gonna. My hair is still wet. I left it in a bun all night. It's still wet. Good morning. You're good. How are things with the teachers? Have they been able to push back on the stupid government, or no luck? And Loki is bringing Trumpty Dumpty to the show as usual. Lots of talk, no action. What's new, right? Oh, shoot. Sorry, I'm doing my hair while I'm chatting with you guys because it's driving me nuts. So good morning. Loki, can I have Trump, please? Ta, ta. I know you like playing with Trump, but Mommy's working right now. So can you everyone say hi to Trump. Okay, we're gonna just put him, Humpty Trumpty. We're gonna put Humpty Trumpty over here for now, okay? Humpty Trumpty, go have a nap. He's old, so he needs a nap. Yeah, I know. Go find other toy. Not that toy. New toy. Go find other toy. He's not as smart as Romeo. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It is Thursday, and this is going to be this is not going to be a long chat show. I do have a poll that is up right now. That is for Canadians. Good morning, Angie. How are you? I do have a poll that's up that I would love everyone to participate in. I've also I have also put a similar poll, not the exact same questions, but a similar poll is also up in the Discord, which is in the show notes, which should be over here somewhere. Good morning, Crystal darlings. How are you? So feel free to share your shows and ask your questions. I will be here for till at least 11. If longer, if you all have questions. But everything is okay. How about you, Angie? I have so much work to do. But I also have to go to Lindsay and pick up more auction stuff because I'm an idiot and I keep bidding. I admit it's an addiction. I'm addicted to auctions. I need to find something else to do with my hands. So I think I'm going to go back to crocheting. So I have something else to do and occupy my brain so that I'm not thinking about auctions all the time. Because I have enough stuff. I have more than enough stuff. But then the bargains. Good morning, Crystal darlings. I'm good. You're doing good. Good morning, Pickles. Good morning, Rhonda. How are you? You have yarn. I know you have yarn. I have so much yarn. I cannot, if I show, like, it's embarrassing how much I've hoarded. I have hoarded yarn. I've hoarded sewing supplies. I have hoarded craft supplies. I have decided to take up different crafts. I was watching this morning. I was watching a lady who makes little bell necklaces out of old knives. And I was like, I want to do that. And so I went down a rabbit hole. Manic Mandy, oh my god, I love that name. Good morning, how are you? Welcome in. So feel free to ask your questions and share your shows. We are going to be talking about some Canadian things, so I apologize to the Americans in the room, but I do have some Canadian shite to talk about. And so first and foremost, I'll do the news. I'll just start this very quickly. Doodaloo. Welcome to the Canada Post versus Cup W update. Thank you, Crystal darlings. I also like going to make magnetic calendar. Magnetic calendars. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Dave from Alberta says I was going to do leather once. Really, Dave? Oh, well then. I have lots of stuff for that. Buying tools is half the fun. Leather. You know what? You can make a lot of money making leather or wearing it on different platforms, leather chaps, leather straps. Dave, we have a new, forget about your Breaking Bad thing. We got a new thing for you. Folly, or is it, wait, Folly? Folly. I think it's Folly. Good morning. How are you? That's rubber for you. I have stories that I'm not going to share here, but I have stories. I don't think I was a bad girl because I was enjoying myself. So that's all I'm going to say. So it can't be bad. Good morning, Josh. God, I can't wait. Loki, you did a really good job on this. I don't want it, and he keeps licking it, which makes it worse. So I'm gonna have this for a while, and I'm not putting concealer on it because then it's just gonna look worse. Crystal Darling says I'm gonna sell some scarves. Ooh, on Black Friday, and today is my birthday. It's your birthday. It's her birthday. It's her birthday. Yay! Okay, everyone ready? Crystal Darlings, it's Crystal Darling's birthday. So everybody put all the emojis in because it's Crystal Darling's birthday. And I'm going to sing to Crystal Darlings. Hang on. I just need to go to your profile for a second. Let's look at Crystal Darling's profile. Why am I not following you? I am now. View profile. Crystal Darling, step into a sparkling world of crystals, gemstones, pearls, shells, and handmade crochet treasures. Ooh! Each piece selected with love and positive energy. I love it. First-time buyers receive a free crystal gift, and follow Crystal Darlings for live auctions filled with sparkle, good vibes, and one-of-a-kind finds. I love it. Okay. So everyone ready? Oh my god, I love your bio. Your bio is brilliant. So, everyone, it's Crystal Darling's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Crystal Darlings. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yay. I love it when people come in on their birthday. I love it because I get to sing happy birthday, I love it so much. Wackards from the 6, what's up? Not dead. Good morning. How are you? I'm glad you're not dead. I'm really glad you're not dead and you're here. Bank Boy. Good morning. Shannon, good morning. I hope I said that right, Bank Boy. NRD collects. It's actually fun to say because you have to make the W. I keep touching it. Sorry. Calamar, good morning. How are you? Welcome in. Absolute flipping deals. Good morning. Sam Pop, good morning. It's Crystal Darling's birthday. My vintage stuff, good morning. I'm so glad you're spending your time on Whatnot for your birthday. I think that's awesome. Hi, Sam Pop. Okay. What did you bring next? Oh, it doesn't squeak. Okay, good. Hey, good morning. So I do have a poll up above that is for Canadian sellers. I did a book and ephemera show yesterday. Now, I doubled my weights. I made my weights higher, like double what they would be if we had a bigger box size. Crystal Darlings, you didn't have to tip. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the tip. You are awesome. I doubled my weights, and that worked fine for my minis show. I was fine with my minis show. My boxes that were bigger than 13 centimeters by 13 centimeters by 13 centimeters, which for Americans is just a little bit above 5 inches. It's a small box. Not big box. It won't even fit. It won't fit a 4x6 label properly. You have to bend it over. And if you were to do that size box, which is hard to actually buy one of those boxes, they don't sell 13 centimeter by 13 centimeter by 13 centimeter boxes. But that works perfectly fine for the card category. And that's why in Canada, it's such a small box size, is to keep the shipping costs as low as possible for the card category. And I'm just going to say it. That's great if Whatnot was only card category. If Whatnot Canada, if why don't they just come out and say it that Whatnot Canada is really only for cards, and that's all they care about, and that's all they're going to stick with. I don't believe that that's what Whatnot wants. I know that the chief product development officer Tom said himself that he wants to see all the categories in the world on Whatnot. He wants everything to be sold on Whatnot. He wants to have like Whatnot autos. He wants to have it all. He's from Australia, where people buy homes by auction. That's default. You buy your home by auction. You don't do this whole real estate thing. You have auctioneers, and real estate agents are really auctioneers. So he wants to see more. So I don't believe that Whatnot Canada is going to get pigeonholed into cards. However, I do believe that Whatnot, the sellers that come and stay on Whatnot are staying in the card category because of this 13 centimeter shipping. Other categories, people are giving up and going back to other platforms because the shipping is so difficult because of the 13 centimeter box. That is my feeling. So I have polls up, and I am going to be aggressively, unapologetically non-Canadian, but I'm going to be aggressive about this because I just ate up almost all of my shipping adjustments in a very small book show. I sold like I'm netted $33, okay? Like it was not a big show. It was not a big show, but I had buyers, and every single one, I had 4 orders, and every single one of them is a shipping adjustment. So my show on Friday, I'm going to have to say F the egg game, because there is no way I can offer extra discounts on Friday because I don't have any shipping adjustments. My shipping adjustments are done. I used one Monday and I used 4 and the boxes, the biggest box is 35 centimeters. The shipping adjustment is, if anything, so if the default box size that your buyer's getting charged is 13 centimeters by 13 centimeters by 13 centimeters, right? 13 centimeters by 13 centimeters by 13 centimeters. And then you have your weight. Now, if you are within your weight and the 13 centimeters, then you're fine. Yeah, you could have a 10-pound item. If you said it was 10 pounds and it's 10 pounds when you ship it and it fits into a little box, then there won't be a shipping adjustment because your buyer would have been charged the correct amount, because you stayed within the weight and within the 13 centimeters, which there's not many people who are going to be able to do that. But if you were even 14 centimeters by 13 centimeters by 10 centimeters, that 1 centimeter over can put you into a shipping adjustment if the cost for Whatnot to buy the label is more than what the buyer paid for shipping. And in my case, all 4 of my packages were bigger than 13 centimeters. So Sam Pop, Whatnot gives you 5 free shipping adjustments per week that resets on Sundays. So you can use up your first 5 free shipping adjustments, and then any shipping adjustments after that, you pay the difference in price. So for example, I had one that was 41 cents, one that was 21 cents. So no big deal, right? If I had to pay that, no big deal. But if there was one that was $3.49 and it was a small package, but it was going to a remote off the beaten path location, it was $3.49. And then another one that was like $2.89, $2.95, somewhere around there. So if I'm selling and I'm giving low prices and all of my shipments are more like this, one person I know didn't so here's the one thing: if you are selling things that are bigger than 12 centimeters in any direction, when you look at it and measure it, if it's bigger than your school ruler, okay, so 30 centimeter 12-inch school ruler, if it's bigger than that and you're a Canadian seller, you should do a custom shipping profile for that item, because you are going to have significant charges probably. So someone on Whatnot who's a Canadian seller, who's a popular, well-seasoned Canadian seller, sold something that was much bigger than the box size, and it was going to be over $90 for the shipping adjustment. Which with the 5 free shipping adjustments, if you have a significant overage like that, Whatnot is not going to cover it, and they're just going to take it out of your ledger. They're not even going to tell you. They're just going to take it out of your ledger. So, my vintage stuff says, so I never change the adjustments. I just ship within those parameters. So you just keep it that size, like everything is this big, or if it's bigger, you just don't say, because that's a, yeah, okay. Don't do, no. So, Canada Post, what will happen is that Canada Post, or if you're in the States and you do that, sure, you're not getting a shipping adjustment, but your buyer can get a bill from Canada Post, or Chit Chats will return the item back to you with a cost. Um, but if it's with Canada Post, they'll charge your buyer for the difference in price. And you may have gotten away with it right now, but it's actually against, if it's bigger. If it's smaller, then I have had confirmation for US sellers that if it's a smaller or lightweight and you just leave it at the default because it's smaller, then they don't have a problem with that. But if it's bigger, you are supposed to change it. You're supposed to change it because someone's got to pay that. In the end, there's an extra cost. And so you may have been able to get, yeah, you may have been able to get away with it right now, but it just all it takes is someone different to be like, obviously your post office is not checking things, but all it takes is one new employee to come in and start doing that, and they'll actually reject them. At my post office, if I make a mistake, like I accidentally didn't put a zero or something and I didn't notice, they notice and they'll tell me, like, no, this is wrong. They usually are checking weight more than anything else, so make sure your weight is right. Um, so, um, so yeah, so your girl's having a little bit of a meltdown over this because this morning that's what I did. I did all my shipping, and there were a lot of swear words coming out. There were a lot of swear words. Let me see. Brody. Hey, Brody from Boglin, and Shannon, good morning. It's frustrating because card games seem to be taking over many categories. Like there are a few actual Lego sellers left in Canada. Oh no! Lego was doing so freaking well. And Bricks in Demand has got like two accounts that are both Premier Shop, which is insane in the membrane to think about. But how is he doing that? But yeah, Lego was like booming for a while there, wasn't it? But I guess people got. Did you hear that people were frustrated with the shipping adjustments because Lego sellers, um, if you sell a box, one of those, those Lego sets, that's a shipping adjustment right there. Um, Dave from Alberta says they have to fight the crazy shipping prices in Canada, though. Is that the reason? Yeah. So what they're doing is that they're creating cheaper shipping visually for your buyer, but then in the background, it like right now it's costing what, not money, right? 5 free shipping adjustments could be quite a lot. That could add up pretty quickly if you're not selling at like 40, $50. It's like it's not making any sense. If you look at like the $3 and something odd one that I shipped out, they didn't get from my 8%, they did not get that amount of money. So they're getting like zero out of those sales, right? So it's actually costing them money doing this. If they were to fix the shipping if they were to, my thought is, I get it. Card people need to have it as low as possible because tiny pieces of cardboard, people don't want to pay a lot for shipping. I get that. So keep that 13 centimeter by 13 centimeter by 13 centimeter as a shipping profile set for card people. Put that as like a card thing. So it says cards, and that's like a separate box. So if you select that, the 13 centimeter box, if you're in cards, you can use that shipping profile when you select it. If you're in other categories, I think I would rather, I'm sorry, my buyer pay more for shipping so that I can keep my prices low. Because otherwise, I'm just gonna double my price. Like I'm I'm I mean, your girl needs to sell at higher levels anyways, but you know, I like giving bargains. That's kind of my thing. I like giving bargains. I love spreading bargains around. So I want to keep doing that, but I can't keep doing that if if the shipping adjustments are going to stay the way they are. And it's not, I could do a custom shipping profile, and I will create a custom shipping profile for Friday's show that will be a 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter box, and we will see. I will do a custom shipping profile. I will do a standard weight, so people will pay for the ship a little bit more for shipping. And we'll see if that stops people from buying or not. I don't think $1.50 is for per item after your first one is gonna change anything. But Soulless Creations, hello. Call Danny Dum, good morning. Rebecca's Relics, good morning. How do you do a custom shipping profile? I'll get into that in another show, but you can go to help.whatnot.com to learn how to do a custom shipping profile. And I will show on Friday morning, I will show my custom shipping profile to you guys before I do my show to explain my logic. So if you come into my Friday morning show tomorrow, I will show you that. Brody for Boglin says, I don't rarely use 13 centimeter by 13 centimeter, 13 centimeter boxes. I just go by weight and use whatever box, no measuring. Ever has Whatnot ever said anything? Yeah, for now. But like in the States, people were doing that, and USPS, it was fine for a while. And then earlier this year, yeah, around this time last year, and then it's increased. USPS started charging people extra, the buyer, for their shipments, and Canada Post will do the same thing. The Canada Post needs to get their money back. They're going under, right? So they're going to start cracking down on everything. Angie says, my post office made a comment and told me I need to be sure the size and weight. Yeah. Okay. Crystal Darling says, I changed the adjustment before printing the label. If my items are less, I change to a lower adjustment. Yeah, I always just change it to the correct amount because I also just want to see for sure. So I always do. Last show was $0. Ooh. Kinan again, Keptrix, good morning. Buy, sell, good morning. Heritage Bricks and Metals, good morning. Ooh, and metals, tell me more. Brody for Boggin says, no shipping adjustments needed as long as the box is less than 2 meters cubic. It ships if there was enough shipping paid. If there's enough shipping paid, yeah. That's the thing, is they're not charging enough for shipping. Absolute Flipping Deal says we all need to send our opinion to Whatnot. Yeah. If your opinion is that you like it at 13 centimeters by 13, just send your opinion. Just please contact Whatnot. We all Canadians, in every category, need to start just shoving our opinions down their throats, if in a gentle way, but unapologetically. Let's not say sorry. Rebecca Relic says, I don't get it. In a custom, there's no size options. There is. In a custom shipping profile, what it is when you set up your custom shipping profile, it starts with asking you the name that you're going to give it, and then it asks you for that initial weight. And then right below that, it says set max number of items per box. You're going to turn that on. And then just below that, it's going to ask you how many items go in the box. So you can say, just think about a 30, like what you're selling, and five things in each box or 10 things in each box, depending on the box size you use and what you're selling. And then you can put in your actual dimensions. You put your dimensions in there, and then you say, so the first item is going to be 1 pound, and that's for the first high cost. And then the second item is going to be 4 to 7 ounces, and then everything, and second, third, every other item that goes in is going to be an average of 7 ounces. And you set that up. So I will show that on Friday morning. I will show you how I did it. I'll do it live before I do my show. I will set up the custom shipping profile for my show for that day so that you can see, and we will see how it goes, because I'll be doing unboxing, I think. I don't know. I haven't decided. I need to do a lot of selling or getting rid of. Keptrick says, at least USPS is giving their boxes for free. Yes. USPS is giving boxes for free, so you don't need to. If you're a US seller, it's a totally different story. For a Canadian seller, it's a pain in the rear butt. But it's easy to find free boxes if you just start looking, like your convenience store, the hardware store, the pharmacy, the grocery store. They get tons of boxes. If you drive by and you just look at what's out on the street, there are so many boxes that they get rid of, or they have like there's one place that I go to for the big heavy duty boxes. Um, they're like a decent medium size for most of my shows. And they're really thick boxes. So they're great for breakables because it's all frozen stuff that they put inside. That's Farm Boy in Peterborough. I just go and ask them if I can take out of because they have like a mashing thing. So I just ask them if before they go to mash it, if I can take it. So I always park right behind the cardboard box area at the back of the building. So I go in, I shop, I grab boxes from anybody who's like unboxing things. I will grab boxes as I go around the store. I will use the boxes for my groceries and instead of bags, and then I will go and ask for more boxes, and I like will fill the van so that I can't see out the back. um Dave from Alberta says that's the gamble as a buyer too. If I think there will be more than one item I want, I will break shipping. If not, one item burns you on shipping. It sucks. Yes, that's true. So in Canada, it's always like buy. I mean, even in this, if you were to buy from a US show, you want to buy more. You want to know that there's more that you can buy. So I always am willing to, if there's something you wanted, but you weren't sure, and then you see something else that you want, I'm willing to go back to that thing that was like 20 items ago and grab it for you. So never feel like you can't ask me. And the only time is if like it's like 6 boxes later and I'm going to have to dig through a ton of boxes to find it. I might not, but usually I'll just say, yeah. And I'll say, pretend that I'm holding it up right now. Kloos, good morning. I overpay. You overpay. Love that. Good morning. My vintage stuff, you just unlocked egg. You've suffered through 3 of my shows. I'm so sorry. Savage Cards, 2 Montreal Chicks. Good morning. Cindy, good morning. Angie says Walmart and also Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, you can just put a listing on Facebook Marketplace that says looking for boxes. People will give you boxes. Mrs. Bobby Shops, good morning. Wickle Pickle. Oh my God, Wickle Pickle. That is an insane name. Yeah, system is definitely not set up for decor with many different sizes. So what I actually did a couple of years ago was I'm a huge fan of an auction company that runs on Whatnot that's in Pennsylvania. It's Green 13. He also does really great chat shows on Sunday mornings called Random Ramblings. Jeremy, who's one of the owners, I highly recommend that you check that out. Green 13, if someone can tag them. So Sunday morning shows are amazing. Also, they do they've used for a long time. In fact, they were one of the first sellers to push Whatnot for custom shipping profiles and using custom shipping profiles in all of their shows. So Jeremy is very mathematical and methodical from a business point of view. He really wants to make sure that they are looking at the averages and figuring out what's the risk for their business. They're doing like hundreds of items each show. They're selling a ton. They have a team that does shipping, right? Like they have staff. They're scaled up. So what they did was they created a custom shipping profile that's a max. They have a box size that's their above their average, and then they also have at the time it was 15 ounces per item. So it could be an estate sale and they could be selling an encyclopedia set, and then right after that they're selling a toy and then a piece of jewelry and then some vintage decor. Everything was set at 15 ounces with this custom shipping profile, and then they just now they're using the UPS system, but it made complete sense. So I asked them about it, and Jeremy was very kind to share that information with me, and I attempted to use that, but at the time, the Canada Post prices were like super high, and it didn't work. Like it was really off whack. So I'm hoping that this test that I'm going to do with vintage decor will work. Fingers crossed. I don't know. It could completely fail. Jenny B. Wise, good morning. Rebecca Relic says Shoppers Drug Mart on Wednesdays before the flyer. That's a really good time to, yeah, right before the flyer. You can even go into, if you're in a small town like me, I just ask them, when do you get your shipments? When do you have your boxes? And I used to go into the hardware store here. I do not, because I don't like the owner. He's rude. But I used to go in there, and Friday mornings was when they got their deliveries. So I would go Friday afternoon and just go to the back, and they would give me bubble wrap and foam and boxes and everything. It was awesome. Have a great day, Dave. Look both ways before you cross the street. Skarmory, please. Skarmory, please. Is that Skarmory is one of the, looks like it's a, yeah, I think it's a Pokey. Is it a Pokemon? Is a Skarmory a Pokemon? Good morning. Hola, Collecto Cards. How are you today? Vintage Buyback Kelly Irish. Good morning. Captrick says, what's your opinion about Whatnot's current fees for US sellers? It seems a bit high. Do you mean the 8% commission plus 2.9% payment processing fee? I think that that's pretty much in line. There's still a bargain. I think it's still a bargain. Also, because you're paying, part of what you're doing is you pay Whatnot right now to do your customer service as well. So if a customer has a complaint, it just goes through Whatnot. And so you don't have to deal with that. That's part of your 8%. They are testing out a new program. I was part of the first beta, but now they're just testing. The new beta is only being tested in the States, which I miss, because if I needed to deal with an issue, I could just do it myself. And I didn't pay commission on those items that I refunded. But if a refund needs it's much better. The way it is right now is Whatnot deals with your customers for you if there's any issues. Two Montreal Chick says Whatnot fees are great compared to Poshmark. Yeah, Poshmark Canada has got like, what are they? They're like insane fees. I remember I've sold one thing on Poshmark and I was like, I'm never selling on Poshmark again. I was so angry at the fees they charged me. Like, it was just like I basically paid to send something to somebody at the end of the day. It was insane. 20% or $4 if it's under $20, which is 25% under $20. So it's really, for most things, is 25% if you're doing like, that's insane. Jenny B. Wise says, good morning, Shop with Tasha. Jenny B. Wise says, eBay takes fees and will be making promoted listings very different in the new year. I'm seeking alternatives. Yeah, I mean, I like Whatnot system. I like their very simplified commission. They'll probably at some point add like promoted listings and that sort of thing, but right now you promote your shows. Collecto Cards says, my first show was a success. I messed up at the start. That's okay. My audio, and then I knocked the camera and used it as comedy, and I recover fast and successful. That is awesome. Congratulations. That is so great. Collector Card says, always do a test show before you go live and make sure you select Canada Post, not Chit Chats. Yeah, so yeah, you have to go in and go to your seller hub and then to shipping, and then select Canada Post, or if you want to use Chit Chats. Two Montreal Chick says, I've knocked over my tripod more than once. I do it all the time, and then I usually tell you my lawyer's name, so you can contact him if you got injured by being dropped on the floor. I also have a phone that's completely messed up because I keep dropping it. This one so far is okay. Knock on wood. Connects forever. Good morning, Dallas Mag. Good morning, Be Free Treasures. Good morning. I had one person that didn't have a reach to chit chat. Oh, yeah. So, but it should have, Canada Post can deliver, Chit Chats should be able to deliver to them. So, but it would have been, if you are off the beaten path, Chit Chats cost more money than Canada Post. I stick with Canada Post because it's down the street, so it's more convenient for me. Collector Card says, next show is Saturday to keep the fire going. Yes, absolutely. Gave me a, so I bought it. Give me an arrow. So I went and bought a cable. Ooh, okay, that's cool. Yes, thank you, Angie. There's also chat shows being done by Mimics 55 and Magnets by Marika. And anyone else who wants to start a chat show, do a community show, just put some stuff in your buy it now if you want to. You can run some flash sales, which, speaking of, I was going to run some flash sales. Jenny B. Wise asks, good question. Do sellers typically, I can speak honest. Do sellers typically start at more than $1? I don't want to lose money by starting that low. Yes. Do not. Do not. Your start bid should be the absolute minimum after fees that you're willing to sell that item for. So, no matter where you live in Canada, very much so. No matter where you live, dollar starts are not recommended, and that also because no, if you can do if like I have stuff that I know I've got the only skin in the game I've got is 10 cents, 25 cents. I'll do a dollar start on the item. Also because I know that way it'll actually sell, but that's me. I'm willing to do that. That's my risk. So if it's the first item that somebody buys, it's going to be around 31 cents that I end up with out of that dollar, because payment process, the 8% commission, as well as the 2.9% payment processing fee includes the shipping. And in Canada, the shipping is so high that it's going to be, 2.9% on $14 is going to end up with me only getting like 31 cents. Now, after that, I was getting 61.68 cents. Right. So it's sort of that's sort of the the thing you need to think about is you have to think about the fees. It is 8% commission, but it's also 2.9% payment processing fee on the item, as well as whatever the person paid for shipping and taxes. So that makes it that if you don't want to do dollar starts, do not do dollar starts. You should do it only at the lowest price you're willing to. And my recommendation is try doing reverse auctions. So let me show you. Hang on. Let's look at something. Oh no. Let's pretend we're selling this. All right. We're gonna pretend to sell the Black Friday sudden death. We're gonna pretend to sell the Black Friday for $1,000. Black Friday, 0 commission. Buy it now. I don't know what I'd ship you if you actually bought it. I might come to your house and deliver something. So you're selling that item, and that's like the lowest though. So say that was $10 instead of, because that's just above your lowest amount where you can still make a good profit after fees and the shipping costs is going to be, say, so it's $8 is what you ultimately want to get, but you started at $10 and nobody goes for it. So then you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to lower that down to $9. Just today, I'm going to do a special deal because this is just so cute and I really wanted to go to a good home. So I'm going to reduce that to $9. And if someone says it's really cute, I love it, you can say, you know what? Because Two Montreal Chicks says that they love it so much, if it doesn't sell, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reduce that to $8. No one's going to know that $8 was what you ultimately were willing to, like, think of it like you're haggling. So $8 is what you ultimately were wanting to get, right? But you started at 10, you went to 9, and then you can go to 8. You can do that. Don't do it every single item. If you do it every single item, if you've been to a live auction, we auctioneers are supposed to start at 50, then go to 25, now 20, now 15, now 10. I got no 10. All right, how about 5? 5, 2, 2, anywhere, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. And I got 1, now 2, now 3, now 4, now 5, now 6, now 7. Oh my God, it's insane. But sometimes by lowering it, but if you do that every single time, then people are just going to wait until you reduce the price. So you do not use that. You use it as a selling tool it's going to reduce your margins. You're going to make less money than you would if you sold it at $10. But if $8 is the lowest you can go and you're willing to every once in a while go, you know what? I really want this to go to a good home. It's just so cute. It has to go to a good home today. I'm going to reduce this down to $8 just for today. That has an effect on people. It's FOMO. It's fear of missing out. And it's the excitement of getting a deal. It's the exact same reason why most places that you go into to buy clothing or whatever have sales everywhere. Those prices are not like them losing money, because that's what they were wanted to get anyways. It's all mind tricks. All right. So start at the lowest price you're comfortable with and go a little bit above that. Start at that. If your prices are like Etsy level, you are going to have a tough time selling on Whatnot. This is not like high end prices for most people, unless you are in a very niche category selling very niche items that are hard to find or one of a kind. You people are looking for a bargain. So you want to think about that. The typical Whatnot viewer is excited by bargains more than they're excited by the item, unless you're in a very niche category. So if you do like custom jewelry or something, do not start at like $8. If really you could go to your market and sell it for 25, then you can come to Whatnot, sell it for 20. Use it as like a clearance aisle. If you're on other platforms or you sell in other ways somewhere else, like I have a booth, when I clear out the booth, I take that stuff that hasn't sold on the booth and I take some of it to Whatnot and some of it goes into my auction there. So I move stuff around that way. So it's like, here's what I ultimately want to get for it. I've reduced the price and didn't get that. So now, you know what? No, we're not. No, sit. We're not going to bark at the neighbors. No, we're not. We're not. We're going to play with our toy. Where's your toy? Not all right, you can play with Humpty Trumpty. There you go. Yeah, there's not enough people watching in Canada yet. It's not big enough that dollar starts or something. There are people who do it, but they have it's part of their business model and they can afford to. Big sellers who you see in Canada doing that, it's part of their business model and they're perfectly capable of paying those costs. And I've seen people who do dollar starts. Loki, that's enough. I see people who do dollar starts, who are doing that to build their business, and they stick with dollar starts in some categories, but they are able to afford to lose money for the first 3 to 6 months. And then more and more people start coming in. So that's also a business strategy that some people use, but they can afford to do that. Do not do that unless you can afford to. Crystal Darling says, no one cares about dollars with my experience. If they want to buy, they will. I started my first show with $1 and no one bid on $1 pendants. Yeah, that's the other thing too. That's totally true, Crystal Darlings. There is also a psychological barrier that you need to get through, which is, if everything is $1, it must be crap, right? Like if you see $1 bin at a store, you assume that most of the stuff in there is junk. You're not going to like start digging through looking for treasure because you assume most of it is just junk. And that's a mindset that we also have. So you want to offer bargains, but at the same time, you need to show value. So if your pendants are selling on other platforms for $25, then I would not start at less than, a 30% off or 50% off. So start at 12 or 15 instead of 25. Don't lower the value of the perceived value of your item by starting at $1. If you have less than 10 people, the 10 people for $1 in your room. Yeah, you need the bids. You need to be willing to just sell for $1. I found that there was one seller on here that's now seems to be magically gone, who was selling at like starting at $1, and when I bought a bunch of things at a really great deal, after rating them, by the way, they never shipped the item. It was over a month and they never shipped the item. So I finally asked for a refund from Whatnot. And it took forever for Whatnot to refund every single item. Because it never was shipped. They didn't even create a label until I complained 3 times to them. But they're not on Whatnot anymore. So they were willing at first to give the bargains, but then they were cheating people. don't do that either. Thrifting with ADHD says, I have an upcoming show that is going to be all vintage 1996 Yu-Gi-Oh cards, first editions. Shut the front door. Commons and rare ones, all $1 start bid. Go pre-bid and bookmark now. See, so Thrifting with ADHD never does dollar starts unless she's got good margins. I know that. Leah's smart. So, but Yu-Gi-Oh cards, oh my gosh. Yeah, make sure you're promoting that as much as possible. And Leah, I will send you an invite to a couple of, at least one Discord that you can promote in. That's a Canadian Discord that you'll want to be in. Two Montreal Chick says, I did my first flash sale on our show last night. Thanks to your advice. Still figuring out coupons. Coupons are a lot of fun. I would suggest if you are, let me look. Hang on. We're going to look at your profile. Good morning, Vintiquity. Everyone follow Vintiquity. And Vintiquity is also doing a Christmas raid train. And she is now really, she's through North Strong raid train on the 10th of each month. She's also offered to help with because you are awesome. And Thrifting with ADHD is offered to help. Where is view profile? There we go. 299 items sold. So you're getting there. So you're probably at 1,000. You should be at $1,000 by now. So you should have rewards club. So I would say set up your rewards club, and then offer, if you don't have rewards club yet, offer coupons in every one of your shows. Once you have rewards club, offer a new buyer coupon and one other coupon when you're doing special shows, but offer a new buyer coupon, because once they buy that, then they'll get all your other coupons. And then like every once in a while you offer another different coupon, but don't go too much. Don't go, if you're already discounting things, if you're already giving discounts on things, then if they add the coupon to that, you're I've paid whatnot. I've been in negative with some of my coupons because I was too coupon happy. The Sneak Elk, good morning. Kitten Lady Rescue, good morning. Clarky, good morning. It's 11, so it's that time. Hang on. Collector Card says, AI helps a lot with the thumb picks on your shows. Look at what AI made for me and add a bookmark. Yes, I admit I use AI too. Shop with Danny. Hello. Mimics is in the house. I like the idea of clearance items. Good idea, like an online yard sale. Yeah, or just, you don't have to tell people that it's a clearance, but you can, one of my friends, she sells on the Bay and Etsy, and things that don't move there, she takes to Whatnot. So it's like she may have wanted $100 for it on the Bay, and she sells it for $80 or $75 on Whatnot. 13 with Agency says, just gave Phoenix a Kong with peanut butter and kibble so I can eat and drink my coffee in peace. I don't think that's peace. Collector Card says, I do dollar starts. I don't stress, give value. Yeah, it's totally up to you. But you also had 30 people in the room. Yeah. 13 with ADHD, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I did Yu-Gi-Oh cards during Whatnot does the card shows every once in a while. They'll do card shows, like special virtual card shows, and so I did it during one of those, and it was like I actually did well with them. So you'll do great. I know you'll do great. Mimic says doing dollar starts can also cheapen your brand. If your brand is higher end, doing low starts will. My brand is not higher end, so but yeah. You got to be careful with that. Masha, M. Shah Rukshid? M. Shah Rukshid. I don't know if I said that right. I apologize. Lionheart, I love your name. Good morning. Collector Card says, I was giving $100 hockey cards, started $1, but I had a lot of people. Woo! Oh my God, I have no idea about hockey cards. I have a whole bunch. I'm just going to do like some shows every once in a while. Yeah, you can go bankrupt fast. I got 1 day shipping. My shipping is horrible right now because I had one show where I was super late, but now I'm back. I will be back within 30 days. I will be back to like 1 to 2 days. Jenny B. Wise asks, how much is Whatnot grown in Canada since launching? When do you think it will explode here? Is it because of a lack of push in Canada? eBay has a massive booth at Fan Expo. Yeah. Okay. So hopefully Whatnot is going to do more shows and have more of a presence. Whatnot is concentrating on the card category right now in Canada for marketing. They're very strategic about their marketing. So they have been really focused on the card category and they're completely ignoring us. So one of the things that I want to ask all of you to do, no matter what category you sell in, is if you do an Instagram post with about a Whatnot show that you're going to do, where you're previewing some things, tag Whatnot Canada. It's Whatnot_CA. Tag them. The more we tag them, I am finding that the only things that they are sharing right now, and if you're in the room, I ain't impressed. The only things that they're sharing are cards. That's all that they share. Cards, cards, cards. They used to share some fashion stuff too, but it's all cards, cards, cards. They're resharing card people, and only the ones, the big sellers that they know, those are the ones that they're sharing. So yeah, they do need to do more marketing, but they're being strategic about it. And I totally understand that they're being strategic and focusing on one category, but the shipping issue of the small default box is all to do with cards and appeasing the card category. And it is not help. It will not, you can't grow the rest if when people do their first couple of shows and they're spending lots of money on shipping adjustments because they burn out their 5 free shipping adjustments in their first show. You're going to see a lot of people just backing off. That's my view, is that this is what is harming the ability for Whatnot Canada to explode. Draz, oh my gosh, good morning. Sorry everybody, I didn't notice that you were here. I'm sorry, I'm catching up. Draz, thank you so much for the raid. If someone hasn't already tagged her, can someone please announce Draz? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. We are talking about, what am I doing here? I don't even know what I'm doing. There we go. Draz. Everyone, please follow my friend Dana, Draz. She is absolutely amazing. I love her. Welcome in, everybody who's come in. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Canada. We are talking about everything right now. We were talking about $1 starts. I don't know where you came into when I was talking, but I apologize. I do not work for Whatnot. Hey, AB, I definitely don't work for Whatnot. Crystal Darling says, I did promote my show 2 days ago, got 2 followers and 0 sales. How can we fix that? Promoting the show doesn't guarantee sales. No, using the promote tools does not guarantee sales at all. It's not meant to. It's like an ad. I will be, if you go, if you go to my YouTube, I have a 3-part attracting new buyers. It's 3 hours. So, gird your loins. It's a 3-part thing. There's an hour in each one, and it's all about attracting new buyers. And there is a segment that's all about using promote tools. So I highly recommend that you go there and learn about how to use promote tools so they actually work. They are not a guarantee that anyone's going to come into your room unless you have the ability for a high click-through rate. And today's Thursday, Saturday mornings chat show. Saturday mornings is now going to be topic chat show. And I will be focusing on one thing every single Saturday. And on this coming Saturday, my focus is going to be thumbnails. Creating thumbnails that will have a high click-through rate, which means people will want to click on them. How do you create a thumbnail that's going to bang? I did research. I sat on Tuesday after cleaning up the dogs and everything. I sat on Tuesday and I did heavy duty research on psychological profiles of how humans react to things that they see on their screen. What works, what the science tells us about what kind of ads work on people's brains to make them want to click in. All of that stuff I'm going to be talking about and showing you how to use Canva to create a thumbnail that works for you, or you can use AI. That's up to you. I'm going to be showing you Canva. But even Canva uses AI. It's hard to escape AI these days. I used AI for mine because I was being very specific about how my mascot looked and the colors that I wanted. And so um, uh, I admit ChatGPT and I became very close. And ChatGPT got to learn a lot about me, and I hopefully save some of that information for future. But it's yeah. So I'll be talking about that on Saturday. So I'll be talking all about click-through rate and how to make it work. But I have a 3-hour YouTube, and if you go to my profile or to the show notes, my YouTube is The Red Rooster Shop, spelled the old-fashioned way, SHOPPE. And I think this show right now is on YouTube. So usually my shows are on YouTube if the signal is good. Um, Collecto Cards, thank you for the tip. You are awesome. Thank you so much. I'm catching up. I'm sorry. I'm so far behind. Shop with Danny has a show tomorrow, Gala Sparkle Holiday Bash, selling holiday dresses, heels, blouses, and more. 5:15 p.m. Pacific, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Oh my God, that's so exciting. Okay, catching up. All right, it is 11:10. It's Crystal Darling's birthday today. Bookmark her birthday show today and find bundle deals and giveaways. Yeah. Hi, Sharuk Sheed. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Sharuk. If you go and look in the show notes, there is a Discord that you can join, and we would love to have you there. In fact, the poll that I have up here is also in the Discord. I need to get as many people to answer as possible. Hi, Blasian Bunny. So if someone could put it in, maybe I can do it right here. The Red Rooster, SHOPPE. There it is. The Red Rooster Shoppy. Draz, I'm so sorry that I was late. I suck. Oh, thank you, Searching with ADHD. I got distracted when I went on YouTube and I went to check her handle. Just saving lives daily. Thank you. I love you guys so much. Collecto Cards. Have an awesome day, Collecto Cards. Thanks for coming in. Rebecca Relics has a home decor show in 20 minutes. Christmas glass pottery. Yay! You don't see a poll? Is the poll what happened to the poll? All right. Yeah, you might have to go okay. All right, good. So so this is actually for Canadians because we have so sorry, Americans. We have a 13-centimeter freaking box. That's just above, it's 5.12 2 inches. So it's a little 4x6 label won't even fit on it. A Funko Pop will not fit in it. It is it's a 5-inch cube. So you've got your default is 12 by 12 by 12. Ours is 5 by 5 by 5. It used to be 6 by 6 by 6 at 15 centimeters, which is a little bit less than 6. When we first started on Whatnot, like 3 years ago, it was 12 by 12 by 12. Then it went to 6 by 6 by 6. Now it's down to 5 by 5 by 5, all because of categories. So the question, and I'm going to just I'm going to ask everyone to, if you're a Canadian in the room, please answer the poll. If you're a seller, 13-centimeter box size, do shipping adjustments stop you from doing more shows each week? So far, 44% of you say, yes, I only do one show a week. 19% of you say, no, all of my items fit into the 13-centimeter box. 5 of you, 31% say, no, I just pay whatever it is. So we've got more people who say no right now. And or actually it's a tie. One person says, I've stopped doing shows. And to be honest, the point where I'm like, um, uh, yeah, well, it has. So basically, the reason they have a default box size is so that when they do a call to the Canada Post or Chit Chats to say how much is this going to cost to ship to this person in this location, it comes back with, for that size box with that much weight in it, this is how much the price is going to be. So that's actually what they're doing. So it was so much easier when it was 12 by 12 by 12. We still had shipping adjustments every once in a while, but not as many. Now it is insane in the membrane. So if you wouldn't mind answering that poll, and then I'm going to end it in 5, 4. If you're a Canadian seller, please answer the poll if you haven't already. Hang on, let me just screenshot. Did I do it right? I did it. Okay. All right, I managed to screenshot. So we have 7 of you say so 41% say I do 1 show a week. 12% of you say I've stopped doing shows. So that's 53% say that they have stopped doing shows or only doing 1 show a week because of the shipping. And then 8 of you, which is, I'm not, math, I forking hate math, 39, 47. 47% of you say that no, it either fits in this or they pay for it. Hey, great Canadian jewelry. So thank you all for, let me just end this poll. How do I do that? End poll. All right. Thank you all for answering that. It is also in the Discord, so I will be taking that, and I'm going to be taking that information to Whatnot and saying, like, look, I truly believe that you are losing out on business and you to other platforms because of the shipping adjustments. I truly believe that people do their first couple of shows, the shipping adjustments scare the living shite out of them, and they stop doing shows and they look elsewhere. And I think that if they want to appeal to the card category, they need to figure out how to offer shipping profiles for the card category and a shipping profile for the rest of us that is a 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter box at minimum, because it is unbelievable. Yeah, please, if you're a Canadian seller, send your opinion to Whatnot, whatever that is. Mimic says I can fit 30 orders in a 4x4x2. Yes, because you're just little gemstones. It's so unfair. I should just sell gemstones, but I have no idea what I'm selling. So, that wouldn't work out well for me. Angie says, do you think it's just Canadians affected? There are so many other countries, makes you wonder. I don't know, because I don't know how, it's different in Royal Mail, France. They all have different systems, right? And so, I do believe that it's so much easier in the US with their flat rate shipping and all that. If someone just selects flat rate shipping, if it ships, it fits. They don't need to worry about shipping adjustments because it's up to 70 pounds. Mimi says, even with jewelry, I had to use adjustments. Yeah, if you put jewelry into slightly, it only 1 centimeter off, and it's going to cost you more. Bamboletta says, Posh for shipping is so much easier. If Whatnot wants to win over Canadians, they should look at their competition. Yeah, Posh is I don't know how Posh got that deal with Canada Post, but it's amazing. And yeah, if you're used to Poshmark shipping and then you come to Whatnot, you're going to be like, I'm going back to Poshmark. I'm going back to Poshmark. And Poshmark sells just about anything. They're in all, except that you're only selling within Canada. Dave from Alberta says, I've stopped selling things due to fear of Americans buying more than the shipping. Yeah, I mean, I just put a warning, and I haven't had an American since I put the warning up. I just say, warning, it's going to cost you more, and they seem to go away because of that. I love my Americans. I love my American friends. I would love to sell to them, but I know that the UPS costs are just way too high right now. Yes, Asserting with ADHD says, thank you for answering the poll. Please take the time to send an email to Whatnot support regarding these concerns. You are all the best. Yes, I love you guys. And thank you, Leah. I think it's changing soon. Last 3 buyers got lucky. Oh. Oh God, I got stuck there with my face in that duck face. Holy cow. Okay. So yeah. So what I do is I do this in my shows. So I have this warning in all my sales shows. Posh shipping is going to change. Yes, Posh shipping is definitely going to change. Posh, I think the contract with Canada Post is up, and Canada Post can't afford to give them the same deal as they did before. But it is amazing because it's like basically you just pay one price as a buyer, and which is cheap, and then everything goes. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know how can they convinced. I think they convinced Canada Post before they added vintage decor and stuff to what they sell. So Canada Post just thought it's just going to be clothes, no big deal. But then they expanded what they sell, right? So I don't know. There's people doing Poshmark shows and doing really well. But then you can only sell within Canada, which I don't like. And the commission is insane. 20%, 25% if it's under $20. If it's under $20, you're paying $4 no matter what. So it's like over 25%. So if you sell it for $5, you're paying $4 to them. Holy cow. And last 3, they got items. We're waiting to see if UPS bills them afterward. Oh, UPS will. They got their items. They already got their items without anything. I said Grievous says I actually don't like Poshmark. I understand Poshmark has a lot of drama. That's what I've learned. Poshmark has a lot of drama, and then on top of it, they just did this thing where they're cracking down on one of the apps that's being used for relisting because it rewards you for constantly relisting your items, which I don't get. I don't get. Maybe I'm just bad at reselling clothing. I'm sure you're not. Oh yeah, Mimics, were they able to buy more than 2 items? Because when Vintiquity sells to someone in the US, they can only buy 2 items, and then 30 items. Okay, so they must have fixed it. Maybe it's just you, Vintiquity. I haven't sold to an American in a long time now. Because I just make a big warning that it's going to cost money, and I'm already selling bargains, so bargain hunters don't like to pay extra fees. A few weeks ago and last week, oh my gosh, 13 with ADHD says someone in Australia yesterday bought 2 items, and then their third shipping cost went up to like $80 to $90. Oh no, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, I would message Whatnot support about that. That does not sound right. I'll do a private show with my US buyers. Yeah, good idea. I don't understand either. That shouldn't happen. That should not happen. It shouldn't have jumped up like that. That makes no sense. Unless it was like a 6-pound item or something. One seller said something about getting a warning UPS doesn't want to handle items. Yeah, diamonds. Yes, precious stones, precious metal. There's a whole list of things that they don't want. And that was part of that UPS. Let's see if I have it in here. UPS search. Oh God, there it is. Nope, that's not it. This is it. Start auction. So UPS has updated terms and conditions and policies around their prohibited articles and all their conditions. If you go to ups.com and find the UPS prohibited articles, that is where you will find the information about what they don't want you to be shipping. So yeah, it's not good. I told them to message Whatnot support because they wanted to buy lots of items from the seller who was Canadian. That's the only thing that I could say is if there wasn't a competition for the items, then cancel the 2 orders and bundle everything into one. That would be my recommendation. So yeah, so if it's like if they weren't in competition for those items, or even if they were, you then cancel afterwards, create a bundle, and ship them the bundle. So don't you cancel, get them to cancel, because if you cancel it, it reflects on you, but you can cancel and then create a bundle. So you're still selling to them and you're creating a bundle, and that would be a better idea. Let's suggest a couple of things, but a lot of people seem to just accept this, and I was like, no, that's wrong. Yeah, no, it's totally unfair. Yeah, Mimics, if you can check. I mean, it seems like sometimes the system is just glitching. Bambaletta says on Posh, buyer pays a flat rate shipping for one label that covers up to 40 items. If they buy more, a second label is issued for which Posh covers. That's insane. Holy cow, that would be awesome here. They were mad about the diamonds. That's weird that the gold rings were okay, but yeah, it's anything that's precious is not supposed to go. But seller pays the weight in. Oh, interesting. Seller pays the weight increase. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Oh wait, Dave, aren't you supposed to be at work right now? Just don't make it a habit or buyer will get flagged. Yes, don't make it a habit because if the buyer cancels a lot, it will also affect your buyer. So I wouldn't say do it every single time. So your buyer can often just say, can you if you're willing to, offer to your Aussies to create a bundle for them. And then at the end of the show, you can check them out and just ship them all at once. Sell it as one item. Also, if you bundle and sell it as one item, you only pay the 30-cent payment processing fee. You only pay it once as opposed to like 12 times. You have a break for a minute. Okay, he's on break. And you're coming and visiting me? I'm so honored. Bambala says, it's the only thing I do regularly on Posh is cancel and rebundle to help sellers with shipping with multiple shows. Yeah, that's great. They changed it recently. People are getting dinged for cancel to rebundle. Oh God, the rules are changing, but Posh is changing a lot. Posh is there's a lot of changes that are happening. 13 with ADHD says, I wish you get more than one item sold on Posh. The cost, the stupid commission, there's no way I'm going to sell on Posh. Sorry, Poshies, but Mel was talking about and warning us. Melody knows everything. Melody knows everything. Okay. Everyone share where you're from and what you sell so that everybody can follow everybody else. And then I think very soon Rebecca Relics is going to be on. Let me just see if she's on yet. If you're in here, let me know. I think it was Rebecca said she was doing a show in 20 minutes. If not, so everyone say where you're from and what you sell. Hi, my name is Kim. I'm the Red Rooster. I live just outside Hastings, Ontario, overlooking the beautiful Trent River. I'll show you. Hang on. There's the Trent River. Right there. Yeah, I do have a dock. We do have a dock, but we have to go to it. We have to drive to it. But we get to look at it all the time. Dave from possibly Alberta says, I'm from a top secret location, have the odd show to sell things here and there. Also the odd educational and entertainment show. He has fun. He's science and silver and gold. I love it. 13 with ADHD says, I'm Leah from Ontario, Canada. I sell anything and everything vintage. I have an upcoming Black Friday sale and a Yu-Gi-Oh sale, bookmark and pre-bid. Bambaletta says, I really love the Canadian community on here. Posh has more drama. You're right. Yeah, sadly. Great Canadian jewelry. You just unlocked egg. You've suffered through 3 of my shows. I'm so sorry. I Said Groovy says, I'm Naomi, selling jewelry, knickknacks, miniatures, trinket boxes, selling from Montreal. Yay! Angie that says, I'm Angie and I sell this and that when I have some spare time. Also have a raid train restarting in the new year. Family, fashion, and accessories. Yes, and you can sign up now, I believe, right? Did we set it up so you can sign up now? I think I did. For January and February. And I forgot to mention, gosh, oops, hang on. I think I forgot to mention the strike. Start auction. Okay, rotating strike notice. There are no locations in Canada that are on strike right now. However, if you live In in the Etobicoke Delivery of Center of Toronto, or I can't read that, Georgetown, Ontario, Orangeville, Ontario, Oshawa, Ontario, the Quebec region, except for Montreal, and Scarborough, Ontario, y'all aren't getting your unaddressed flyers. Your neighborhood mail is not coming to you. Your mailbox will not be stuffed full of stupid flyers, which I think most of you are not sad about. So there you go. Nobody's on strike. Nobody is off work right now. All right, back I go. Yep, back I go. Okay. Mrs. Bobby's Shops for You is in Southern California. I love it. I have some shows coming up for beanie pens and pins. Ooh. Holiday Ornaments is another show as well as a TW surprise set. Ooh, what's TW? I don't know what TW is. Tell me. I don't understand. I need to learn. Um, you need to do some work on there to keep your ambassador 2 status. Ooh, mimics. That sounds fancy. Shop with Tasha says, my name is Natasha. Tasha in Oshawa, Ontario. I have a garage sale tonight at 7:45 p.m. Eastern. Lots of variety. Shop with Tasha has some really awesome stuff. The reptile guy. Hello, how are you? Tupperware. I thought so, but I didn't want to assume. Exceeded your word limit. So Mrs. Bobby's Shops for You is going to have Tupperware as well. Oh, you get free invites to that. Yeah, the party. They spend a lot of money on that. Whatnot's not going to do that. They don't spend money on things like that. Mama Turtle, good morning. Plus a guest. Ooh, fancy. Nisco8 says, growing up, I was the only Natasha at school, but since joining this app, I've met so many Natashas now. I love it. Pyrex with Bex, good morning. 2 drinks each was well. Wow. I don't drink, so you could take me and then you could have 4 drinks. And I'll just have the water. Mama Bear, hello, hello. Angie says, have my drinks also. There you go. You could take Angie instead. Coaches, good morning. So share your shows, ask your questions. I'm going to be going soon because I need to empty the van and I need to actually put it somewhere. Oh my living God. What I really should do is take a bunch of stuff to Goodwill or to Value Village or something. I had mango nectar last time. Ooh, that sounds fancy. Fabio, welcome in. Okay, last call for this share to get some, to put up your, if you don't want to write something, just put some emojis up on the chat so that everyone can follow everyone else. The Gladstone Hotel upstairs. I remember going to the Gladstone. Guy broke up with me there because I started dancing with another guy. Yeah, whatever. And the X Hotel. Ooh, the fancy X downtown. Okay, so I was going to do flash sales and everything, and I didn't. So there you go. The X Hotel, that's where all my exes live in Texas. When I used to have, in my day, you would use MSN Messenger to chat with people. And so I would once I finished talking with somebody, but unless they were a something, I would not Yahoo. No, it was MSN Messenger. I was fancy. Not ICQ. It was MSN Messenger. And then I would put them in, you could put all your chats in categories. So I had for all the guys that I dated, but I was friends with, but we weren't dating anymore. I put them under Texas. I had a Texas one that said Texas, and then all my exes lived in Texas. So that was, the things you do. I used to be, at one point, I was on Genie's bulletin boards. That was like 1995, 94, 95. So if anybody remember Genie, I had a MySpace. I also had what was it called? It was the Microsoft version of MySpace. MIRC mod. Oh, look at that. Friendster. Never on Friendster. Is Plenty of Fish still around? Oh my God. What a shite show that thing was. Apparently it is. Hopefully it looks better. Oh my god, it was like the ugliest website ever. Very popular in the schwa though. Spazzing out, man. Good morning. You met a millionaire on Plenty of Fish? Did you double check? Before me, of course, I made fun. Hell, I was going to put a profile on it for my ex to annoy him. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm Karen. My husband admits to frequenting the MySpace. What? Plenty of Fish. Plenty of Fish is a website, a dating website. Crystal Darlings. It's not a selling website. Not yet. It's a free dating website. We call it POF, POF. Yeah. It wasn't a one night stand when I was on it. Because you could say what you were looking for. And I never said that. Oh, no, you're not dumb. It's okay. Trust me. There wasn't. Chapatash says, flew you from Vancouver to California every month. Ooh, fancy. Fancy. Oh, I said groovy. I owe you a drink because we said it at the same time. It is a selling of sorts. Oh my god. Leah, I love you. Okay, so last call to share your emojis. We're gonna hopefully I think it was Rebecca is on. I'm just gonna double check. I think it was Rebecca who said she was gonna be on. No. Who said they were gonna be on at this time? Oh, I totally forgot. I've totally forgotten already. So we're gonna go into I don't think I've rated into them and them. So the other one that there is accessories. UVDTF stickers, keychains, and chatting. Oh, we love chatting with Pegsy. So we're going to go into Pegsy, who's a Canadian seller, and check out their UVDTF stickers and all kinds of stuff. I love DTF stuff. So let's go check it out. Give some love. And thank you so much, everybody, for being part of this today. And I will see you tomorrow. And we'll see what I sell. We'll see. Because of we're gonna do the custom shipping profile tomorrow morning. We're gonna create 2 custom shipping profiles to test out. So I love you guys so much. Have a great day, and let's show tons of love to wonderful Pegsy. Okay, here we go. Love you. Bye for now.